So the Nashville Predators went absolutely crazy on day one of free agency here on Canada Day. First off, they signed Steven Stamkos to a 4-year, $8 million deal. They also picked up Jonathan Marchessault, 5 years for $5.5 million, and also Brady Shea for 7 years, $7 million. The Nashville Predators are absolutely cooking. It looks like they're going all in, so GM Past is here to help them out and try to win them a Stanley Cup within 5 seasons. Now, I went ahead, did update all the signings to make sure we had Stammer, Marchessault, and as well Brady Shea on the team. And we're going to go ahead, check out the roster, check out the re-sign phase, and see who we can also get back as we try to build a Stanley Cup champion roster here in Smashville. So here in the re-sign phase, I do have Stammer, Marchessault, and Brady Shea's contract accurate to real life, so they are going to be locked up pretty much long term. We do got to get back Tyson Barrie, so I'm probably going to re-sign him. Fabro's an RFA, qualify him. And I mean, outside of that, I mean, we have some cap space to work with. Lankinen does need to be re-signed, but we have Askarov coming up, so he'll probably be the backup as UC Saros does get older, and we can maybe use him as trade bait at the deadline or next season. Now, in free agency, we do have some cap space to go after somebody. Honestly, I'm thinking about another defenseman in Noah Hanifin, 27 years old, 86 overall. We have the cap space to sign him. We could get some older guys like Joe Pavelski. Kevin Labanc could be a forward we get with. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to try to cook here and improve Nashville's roster. I mean, their GM's already doing a great job at it in real life, at least for the foreseeable future. In a few years, I'm sure some of those contracts will not turn out to be so great. But next season, heading into next year's, Nashville is a sneaky team. Now, we went out and picked up Daniel Sprong in free agency, and let's see if Noah Hanifin re-signs, and he was extremely happy to do so. So not only did I pick up all the moves that they made in real life, but I also even bolstered their team more to make sure that they are a Stanley Cup contender immediately. Now, as we take a look at Nashville's forward core, I mean, we have a very lethal first line with Stammer, Marchessault, and Philip Forsberg. We also have Ryan O'Reilly as our second line center along Nyquist and Sprong. Our third and fourth lines aren't that strong, but I can move up a guy like Cody Glass to maybe help out that third line. Now, defensively, this is where we shine. Roman Josi, Luke Schenn, Jeremy Lauzon, Ryan McDonough. Actually, McDonough went back to Tampa Bay, so I probably should have done that. Actually, I think I will do that. We also have Noah Hanifin and Brady Shea to help out our D-core. So Ryan McDonough, you'll get out of here. And in goal, we have UC Saros, a 90 overall, and a medium elite goaltender, 85 overall, Yaroslav Askarov. So, I mean, I believe that we can compete in year number 1. Obviously, I'm still going to be upgrading the roster as we are nowhere near complete. Now, just for realism's sake, I am going to be shipping Ryan McDonough to Tampa Bay, but to get some value back, I got Chernak and Eller. Also to make the contracts work because Ryan McDonough is making 6.5 and Tampa Bay does not have a lot of cap space. Now, we are going to be giving up McDonough a 3rd, 4th, and a 5th round pick to make this work, and the trade has been rejected. You guys are not too thrilled. I mean, you made the trade in real life. I'll throw in a second there. And the trade has been accepted by Tampa Bay. I will also be keeping Roman Josi as the captain, obviously, giving Stammer an A, and Philip Forsberg the leadership of Steven Stamkos, a 2-time Stanley Cup winner, definitely brings something to this Nashville Predators squad. And now it is just time for us to go ahead and simulate and see how the Predators do. Now, if you guys do enjoy videos like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you get notified when I go live or post a video. And now we shall see if GM Pasta can win the Nashville Predators their very first Stanley Cup in franchise history, or am I going to be an absolute utter failure? Now, at the end of season number 1, Nashville started off pretty slow, but I mean, our division was not that great. We did end up finishing first, 43, 28, and 11, 97 points at the top of the Central. Now, if we take a look at the entire NHL, Edmonton was the best team, winning 52 games, followed by the Rangers. Carolina was up there, Vancouver, Ottawa. Obviously, we were on the lower end of the team. San Jose won 44 games. Hold up a goddamn minute. How on earth did this team not only make the playoffs, but they were top 7 in the entire league? Offensively, honestly, we were not that great. Forsberg had 26 goals, 78 points. Stammer had 72. Did have 33 goals, which is nice. Marchessault put up 67. Ryan O'Reilly, I mean, yeah, he was okay. 27 goals, 55 points. Josi had a very, very bad season. And if we take a look at UC Saros, he had a .918 save percentage, which is very good in this game. Also had 1 shutout and 34 wins, while Askarov, we are currently grooming him. Hey, yo, not in that way. In the way to be the starter goaltender. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that I even said that. But Askarov, you're a 22-year-old, and you're about to be our starting goaltender. Kirill Kaprizov will go ahead and lead the entire NHL in scoring with 105 points, followed by McDavid, who had 99. Matthews was up there, big season. Panarin had 98. Your mom's a hoe, 96. And Jakey Gensel, who now is on the Tampa Bay Lightning, 95 points, 35 goals. Speaking of goals, Austin Matthews would lead the way with 60. Robo had 52. Kaprizov, 50. Reinhart was up there at 45. Mishkov, as a rookie, literally as a 20-year-old rookie, had 44 goals and 78 points. That is crazy. This dude is only an 83 overall. And it seems that we are going to be playing the LA Kings in the very first round of the playoffs. We would dust the LA Kings in 6 games. I shouldn't say dust. I mean, it was a pretty close series, but we did beat them. And now we face the Minnesota Wild, who overall, I mean, don't have the greatest team, but probably are simulating very well if they're in the second round. And well, unfortunately, we would end up getting dominated in 5 games by the Minnesota Wild. It really wasn't that close of a series, to be honest. And the Ottawa Senators will end up going on, beating Minnesota in 5 games to take home the Stanley Cup here in season number 1. Now for the playoffs, Gustav Nyquist was our leading scorer with 12 points in 11 games, so we have to get better offensively. Forsberg had 9, Ryan O'Reilly was up there. Stammer did not have a good playoff run. I mean, only 2 goals and 7 points. And what did UC Saros do here? How was he? He had a 9-10. So honestly, it's not his fault that we were absolutely destroyed in round number 2. Kirill Kaprizov is going to take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross and Hart Trophy, Matthews, the Maurice Richard, Adam Fox, the Norris, Tim Stützle, the Conn Smythe, as Linus Ullmark will take home the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Sid the Kid Crosby. Now in the re-sign phase, we do have $18 million to work with. We got to get back Nyquist, Glass, and Fabro. And we take a look at our goalie. We got to re-sign UC Saros and Yaroslav Askarov. So we got a little bit of work to do here in order to bring everybody back. I did want to trade UC Saros. I probably should have done it at the deadline. But now if I want to do that, I'm going to have to sign him and then trade him, which is going to make it even more difficult. Luckily, we did get UC Saros back, but I am going to probably trade him. Fabro decided to renew his contract. We also locked up Yaroslav Askarov for the rest of this video at only $5 million. A complete and utter steal. That is a positive note here for the Predators. He didn't really want a lot of money. He only wanted a 1-year deal, but I gave him 5 years, $5 million, and he accepted that at an 88 overall. All right, so we are moving off of UC Saros for Brock Faber and Philip Gustafsson. I threw in some draft picks to make this deal go through, and it has. So we are just absolutely loading up on the best defensive core in the entire NHL. That's the way I'm going to build this team. We are clearly not built for offense, although I do want to pick up a scorer. Now, as we head into our second season offensively, we're still kind of challenged. I mean, this is not the greatest offensive core by any stretch of the imagination. Our first line Stammer, oh my God, Stamkos is down to an 86 now. What an absolutely horrible signing. But I mean, outside of our first line, we're not great. Defensively, we do shine. Yossi and Faber. Faber now up to a 90 overall. We still have Chernak and Hanifin, Shea, and Fabro, and then Yaroslav Askarov up to a 90 overall, with our backup being an 85 Philip Gustafsson, which is a very good backup goaltender. Well, it seems like Nashville does have a lot of work to do here. We missed the playoffs by 3 points, 39, 34, and 9. A horrible end to the season, as the Edmonton Oilers were the best team, winning 53 games, followed by the Rangers. Toronto was up there, Vegas, Colorado, and Minnesota. Funny enough, Steven Stamkos actually had a great season, 32 goals, 90 points. Forsberg only had 69. Marchessault was okay, almost a 40-goal season. Brock Faber, I mean, he had 9 goals, 54 points, was a -7. Sprong was a -25. Okay, it looks like we might have to overhaul our roster in the offseason. Askarov wasn't great. He did have 3 shutouts and 31 wins, but I mean, those are not great statistics whatsoever. Austin Matthews will dominate the simulation, 68 goals, leading there and leading in points with 129, followed by Nylander, who had 110, Mitch Marner 110 as well, Draisaitl and McDavid both 100-point seasons. Mark Scheifele was good. If we take a look at the goal side, other than Matthews, Mishkov had 51 as a second-year player. Tage Thompson had 50, Draisaitl 48, Kaprizov 47, Eichel 46, and Rantanen 43. As somehow the San Jose Sharks did make the Stanley Cup Finals. Unfortunately for them, they got swept by the better, bigger New York Rangers. So the mecca of the world in Madison Square Garden now has a Stanley Cup. Matthews will take home the Ted Lindsay, Maurice Richard, Art Ross and Hart Trophy, Cale Makar, the Norris, the Conn Smythe will go to Alex Lafreniere, Igor the Vezina, and the Selke to Sidney Crosby for the third straight season. In the re-sign phase, we did get back Daniel Sprong and Cody Glass. Those are pretty much the only players that we have to bring back. I qualified all my RFAs, so they should be returning also. And now, hopefully, we do have some cap space to go out and spend in free agency. Now, it is time to make a blockbuster trade. Yossi, a first, second, third, and another second for Lysell and Trevor Zegras from the Anaheim Ducks. And they said they will see me on the ice as we got our number one center and a guy who's very young. Also, Lysell, who can also grow. Yossi, honestly, is just going to keep declining, so I needed to get a little bit younger and better overall. We also got rid of that contract, which will not age well. The next trade is for Pius Suter, just going to give up a few draft picks to make this deal go through, and it is a done deal. The next player that I'm going after is Ivan Barbashev from Vegas. Threw in a prospect, a couple of picks, and Ryan O'Reilly to make this deal work, and luckily Vegas did accept it. Now, as we move into season number 3, our forward core definitely is well improved. We got a great first line with Kemmel being an 88 overall now, Stammer, Novak, and Barbashev, Sprong, Glass, and Marsh. So defensively, we did get a little bit worse, but luckily we do have Hanifin and Brock Faber to help us out. And in goal, an 89 Askarov. I mean, he did have a bad season, and our backup is absolutely horrible at a 68 overall. I might have to go out and sign a cheap backup goaltender. Now, yet again, Nashville did not have a great season. 39, 36, and 7, 85 points, missing the postseason for the second straight year in a row, so it looks like all those signings were bad. And they're not actually going to equate to winning. Vancouver was the best team, though, winning 57 games, followed by Toronto. Winnipeg was up there, San Jose, and Ottawa. Stammer was our leading scorer, 38 goals, 79 points. Zegras had 70, but was a minus 35. Are you kidding me? Barbashev had 65, Sprong 63, Marchessault 63, Forsberg only 59. I mean, this team is not very good right now, so it looks like we're cooked. I'm going to try to recover this, but I don't know if I even can. Honestly, all our great players are older, so we might honestly have to just ride this out for the final 2 seasons, maybe make the playoffs, who knows? As Austin Matthews will dominate the NHL, leading it in goals with 70 and points with 113. And the San Jose Sharks will get the job done, beating Tampa Bay in 6 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. Funny enough, Kyle Connor is actually going to take home the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy, while the Art Ross and Maurice Richard will go to Matthews, Adam Fox to Norris. Sam Reinhart on San Jose is the Conn Smythe winner. Sam Casa will be the Vezina Trophy winner, and the Selke again, or not again, will actually go to Tim Stützle for the first time in this video. Now in the offseason, we went ahead, re-signed Thomas Novak and Joakim Kemmel. Both of them, we got them locked up for the rest of the video, which is good. But I mean, things are not going too great here in Nashville, if I'm being honest. Well, here in year number 4, our roster, obviously we're still pretty good, but we're not simulating too great. We got guys like Stammer, who is declining, 84 overall, but our first line is great. Our second line's okay. Third line, not even bad with Lysell, Glass, and Sprong. And our fourth line, we got decent depth. Defensively, we've kind of fallen off a cliff a little bit. Brady Shea, I mean, he's a 79 overall at 33 years of age. We still have Hanifin and Faber as our top pair, and in goal, we have an 87 overall Askarov, who is literally decreasing as he's entering his prime. Another season, another playoff miss by the Nashville Predators. We did win 40 games. We lost 39 in regulation, only had 3 overtime losses and 83 points. That's probably why we ended up missing, but I mean, this has been a trend now. We're just not a great simulating team. Maybe not a great team overall, as Washington won 56 games on the season. I mean, offensively, Trevor Zegras is our leading scorer at 71 points. Lysell had a breakout year, 62. Stammer was not very good. Everybody, oh my God, the minuses are crazy. Minus 27, minus 27, minus 13. Like, holy hell, we're just not a great team. If we take a look at Askarov, also a 908 save percentage, which I mean is decent. 2 shutouts, 36 wins, but he's only an 87 overall, and I don't think he's going to get back up to a 90 now. As yet again, Austin Matthews will lead in goals with 69 and points with 110. And shout out to the Dallas Stars for going all the way, beating Ottawa, sweeping them in the finals, and winning their 2nd Stanley Cup, I believe, in franchise history. Matthews yet again is going to take home all the major individual awards. The Norris will go to Adam Fox, Conn Smythe to Tyler Seguin, Stuart Skinner is going to win the Vezina, and the Selke Trophy will end up going to Marco Rossi. Now, I mean, we do have one more season left in this sim, but it's it's not looking too great for Nashville. If we just end up missing the playoffs, I mean, my God, all those free agent signings that they signed today in real life literally mean nothing, as we did not even have one long playoff run at all. Made the second round, I believe, in the first season, and after that, we fell off a cliff. So I am going to simulate ahead, see what the Nashville Predators can do, and see if they can make the postseason. Now, in the offseason, I went out and got Bowen Byram, who is a 90 overall D-man, for $10 million for the final season, so hopefully he can help us get over the hump and make the playoffs again. If not, I mean, I tried my best. There wasn't that many or too many great free agents out there, but Bowen Byram definitely was at the top of the list. So he's going to fit in very nicely on that top pair alongside Brock Faber, who also is a 90 overall, and then we have Hannafin Chernak, Fabro, and Brady Shea offensively. Now, offensively, I mean, our top line's very good with Lysell, Zegras, and Kemmel. We also have Forsberg still with Novak and Sprong, and then Barbashev, Glass, and Evan Lengsta. Obviously, Stammer has retired at this point in the sim. So we're just going to go ahead and see if the Nashville Predators can make the postseason. Thankfully, the Preds did have a comeback season, finally making the playoffs again. 44 wins, 32 losses, 6 in overtime, 94 points on the season, as the San Jose Sharks with Sam Reinhart are going to be the President's Trophy winning team, winning 51 games. Offensively, again, not a great season. Our leading point scorer was Fabian Lysell with 73 points. Zegras at 73. Kemmel didn't really do much. I mean, 30 goals is okay. Defensively, though, Askarov only had a 908, so I'm a little bit confused by that. 4 shutouts, 37 wins, 3 goals against per game. I gotta be honest, I have no idea how he even made the playoffs. Now, Elias Pettersson will lead the league in scoring with 110 points, and for goals, it will go to Matvei Mishkov, who had 60 at age 24, as the Preds will end up playing the Minnesota Wild in the very first round. Somehow, we did beat the Minnesota Wild in 6 games, but now we have to face the absolute powerhouse that is the Edmonton Oilers. And as expected, we got totally dominated, getting swept in the process in round number 2, as the Ottawa Senators will go on and win the Stanley Cup, beating San Jose in Game 7 of the finals. Pettersson will win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross and Hart Trophy, Mishkov the Maurice Richard, the Norris to Quinn Hughes, the Conn Smythe to Tej Aginla, as UC Saros somehow wins the Vezina 5 years later after we traded him, and the Selke will go to Rossi yet again. And that is going to do it for this video. We went ahead and tried to see how good all these free agent signings would be for Nashville, and it turns out, I mean, maybe I did ruin the team, but overall, the signings that they did sign today in real life didn't really come to fruition. They never really produced, never really helped us closer to a Stanley Cup, so it most likely is a failure, as we obviously did not win anything, only making the second round twice and missing the playoffs the rest of the time. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave some support on it. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly or wrap your willy.